Welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a very special model. It is the F1-75 Ferrari driven by Leclerc in the 2022 Italian Grand Prix. This was a special model because it celebrated the 75th anniversary of the existence of Ferrari. Guys, I can tell you now this is a very special model. It was only specifically for Europe, but a good friend of mine was able to acquire one for this review. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. What you have here is the BBURAGO F1-75 Ferrari Gallo Modena driven by Leclerc. And my first impressions of this model is I'm impressed. I'm impressed for many reasons. Starting with the overall shape, it's very good. You're not going to find too many companies that don't get the shape right. BBURAGO is amongst the exclusive companies out there that actually make Formula One cars for Ferrari, and obviously they want to put their best foot forward when they produce these models. The wheels, one thing I can definitely admit, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this, is that the covers that are on the wheels now, or I like to call them hubcaps, are probably my least favorite thing. In fact, it is my least favorite thing about the 2022 and 23 cars. Imagine this with spoked wheels. It would look so much better. But hey, I get it. It's part of the regulations. This has happened before. I can remember back in the day when Jason Button won the championship, and during that era, they also had the wheels covered as well. So this is actually not the first time that I've seen this. It's not the first time Formula One has mandated it, I guess what I'm saying. So moving on to the front of the model. You do have this carbon fiber wing, which is relatively done well. And I say relative because, again, keep in mind this is a bargain or budget brand. And BBURAGO uses this technique, I call it the BBURAGO effect, of how they rake the plastic to give an impression of carbon fiber. So it is glossy and shiny. It's not really accurate to the real thing, but it is pretty. And at least they do have some pattern on here, even if it isn't accurate to the real thing. The other thing I want to point out is you see these attachment points here. These are basically colored to the same texture and colors of the carbon fiber front wing, which they should not be. They should be actually silver, and you should be able to see bolts. But again, I'm not surprised at a model of this price point. Moving on to the back of the model. You have everything that you would expect out of a well-detailed Formula One car. So you have your diffuser here. You also have your caution or brake light here. Then you get the exhaust, this chrome exhaust, which is not realistic at all. Not sure why they do it that way. The one plus about it is at least it's hollow enough that it looks like it's a true exhaust. So they have that going for them. The wing is really well done. It's shaped correctly, so I can definitely appreciate that. You wouldn't notice it, but again, better models, there would be some attachments for that DRS system. Those are missing here on this particular model. Just going back to the side profile, you have again this beautiful carbon fiber look. And I call it a carbon fiber look because, again, it's not really accurate to the real thing, but it looks very good for what it is. All of the decals on this model are outstanding. I would say some of the best decals, and that includes some of those higher end models that I've ever seen. And the thing I like about these decals is there is no outline. So honestly, I'm not sure exactly how these are applied. They almost look like they're painted on. They're not, but that's what they look like. That's how impressive they are. And just the overall paint on the model is very evenly done. There's no issues or qualms about that at all. Let's move to a closer view.
Just moving along to the side of this model, as we observe this helmet, look at all the lettering in the print. It's extremely crisp and very legible. Some of the best helmet detail I've seen in a Bbuargo. The steering wheel has all its controls, and they do have them all colored correctly. If we move on to the back of the model, take a look at the suspension in the back. It does pretty much have all the components. Now, they're not colored exactly the same way as the real thing, but they're all there. And that includes the front as well. Then you have this beautiful Bbuargo carbon fiber on the wing, in the front, and along the side of the model.
And there you are, the F1-75 Ferrari Gallo Modena, driven by Charles Leclerc for the Italian Grand Prix. And now to my conclusions. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is a very special model. It's only released in Europe, so I was very fortunate someone actually had one here in the US so I can review it. This model is really good. It's really good in the sense of Bbuargo's actually found a very nice niche. And that is, it's not going to be on the high level of a Spark or a BBR or Look Smart, but they're not that far behind. They're definitely better than the Solido efforts, and that's saying a lot. The model, you could see it. The print was very clear. That helmet, every detail, every letter on it was very nicely, crisply done. No, the carbon fiber is not perfect. It is something that Bbuargo's been doing for a while. It is a nice looking effect, so there's no discounting that. It's just not true to the real thing. If I was to place a value on this model, I would give it a $2.50. This model definitely will grow in value because of the, again, special edition and it being a limited model. They do not specify how many of these are limited by, but they say it's a special model. So just that being the case, yes, I do think it will grow in time. Not fast, but it will definitely grow in time, if that's your thing. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way I'm going to know you're enjoying these videos. If you're new to it, welcome. Please binge watch all the other videos that are out there. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.